is Nigeria's president now, isn't only a drug criminal, but potentially someone who potentially has committed identity theft, right? This issue is in courts now in Chicago and in Nigeria. And I just think it's amazing that for more than 30 years, he's somehow been able to sort of get away with all of this without being asked these questions. I think this is the first time his feet are actually being put to the fire. It's a pity that under Nigerian law, he was actually able to be sworn into office before all these legal challenges could actually be completed. But I guess someone has to do the job. So here we are.
I was going to ask you, David, on that note where you ended, the fact that I think that it was just earlier this year, a Nigerian court ruled, I think it was an appeals court, ruled that, or rejected basically petitions filed by opposition challenging the legitimacy of his presidency or his victory, including questioning his qualifications. So why, if what you are saying is the case, if these from decades ago, these things in fact happened as you're describing them, and I know that you've looked up and have the documents for them, why then did a Nigerian appeals court move forward and reject the petitions opposing it and move forward with the election, as you said?
So an unfortunate thing about the justice system in Nigeria is, first of all, it's not independent. The judiciary is actually not independent of the executive. The executive controls the money of the judiciary. The second thing is there's a very bad habit of delivering this thing called justice by technicality. So in the case of his educational qualifications and his failure to declare an additional nationality, which was also another perjury on the electoral declaration, what the court basically said was, oh, well, the way this evidence was submitted didn't meet this process or that process, therefore we're not admitting it, we're striking it out. So basically, that decision wasn't made on the merits of the case, it was made off the back of a technicality. And even more farcically, in my opinion, the judgment that was made regarding the fact that he had forfeited money for heroin trafficking, he had involvement in heroin trafficking. What the court said basically was, it was his bank accounts that were sued by the US government, I guess, using the framework of a US civil asset forfeiture, technically is true. But obviously, you and I know that's a legal technicality, because obviously a bank account is not a standalone entity. There's an individual behind it. So what the Nigerian Appeal Court said was the bank accounts in the name of Bola Ahmed Tinubu committed the crimes and not the man, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So basically, the president's bank accounts are guilty of drug trafficking, but not the man, not the president. The president. I personally think that's a ridiculous judgment, but here we are.
David, we have only a couple more minutes, but I wanted to ask you about the documents the FBI here in the States, of course, now says that they're going to release on President Tinubu and your role in helping that to happen.
Yes. So shortly before the election, I'd actually tried to get hold of the documents in Tinubu's FBI file, because I know for a fact anyone who has ever been the subject of a US federal investigation does in fact have an FBI file. Okay. And in response to the FOIA, the FBI said, because of privacy considerations, we're not going to give you this information. He's a private citizen. So after the election, which he purportedly won, he's no longer a private citizen. He's now a public official. So he sent, in conjunction with a gentleman called Aaron Greenspan, who runs a website called plainsight.org. You might be aware of it. He's based in San Francisco. We sent off another set of FOIAs, this time to the FBI, the CIA, the State Department, the DEA, the IRS, and the US attorneys. And they initially stonewalled. So we went to court, right? So myself and Aaron, in conjunction with a lawyer whom we were able to get to work pro bono. So in the initial submission from the respondents was that potentially this was going to drag on to like 2026. And then a couple of weeks ago, pretty much out of nowhere, I didn't see it coming. It was, I think, Friday, September 8th, I think it was. Then I got a message from Aaron, and there'd been a new filing in court. And basically all 6 US government agencies, that's the FBI, the CIA, the DEA, the IRS, the State Department, and the US attorneys basically said, we're going to give you everything you're asking for. And even went into further detail, the FBI said they've identified 2,500 pages of relevant information on Bola Tinubu, which they're going to release at the rate of 500 pages a month, starting from October. To put that in perspective, Malcolm X had about 2,400 pages in his FBI file. So what on earth does the FBI have on someone who is apparently Nigeria's sitting president now that makes it up to 2,500 pages of material? I think everyone would love to know. So I'm pretty much waiting with like bated breath. I think everyone in Nigeria is at this point to see what on earth it is that the law enforcement agency in America has on our sitting president. So I guess we're about to find out.
Put myself on mute. This may then be the beginning of much more to come. Maybe we'll talk to you later. We have to end because the show is ending here in just seconds. But I wanted to thank you for coming on. Of course, if we had a representative from the president's office, he would say that he was fairly elected, that he did graduate, and those things that we know that those of his supporters would say. But as you mentioned, and we can see this, the FBI has said this, they are going to release all these documents. And so we will be watching, and perhaps we'll have you on later. Thank you so much, David, for your time.
Thank you.
Greetings, everyone. Greetings. Femi, long time. Welcome. Oh, yes. So Tinubu is not just a great crook. He's the master and grandfather of criminality. You have to give it to him. Oh boy, Kenya, welcome. Oh, welcome. I'm on falling. We could do this one sharp. I be no one come tonight, but I say no. This information, I can't just be by myself digesting this. So, apparently, Judge Jeffrey Gilbert don talk say for District Court of Northern Illinois, right? He don say he has ruled on the civil case filed by Atiku Abubakar, granting applicants' request to the court and ordered the Chicago State University to release all relevant documents pertaining to BAT's purported admission and time at CSU. Okay, now on top of that, they're going to be deposing staff of the Chicago State University. They're going to be deposing them. So they're going to be under deposition, right? They're going to take their depositions. Okay? So that is that. That's whether I feel read some because it's in all the quite long. Okay? Thanks to whoever pulls the strings to get this. Let me actually retweet this and then we'll read. Because this is very I don't know that before because the thing plenty and we will just look the pages. So this is the memorandum background. Let me see if I can pull up the part that talks about the deposition. Let me see. Let me go here. It's about to go down. Meanwhile, the FBI is set to release the 2,500 pages of Agbado's whatever. We are going to be finding that out soon. Hey, hey, Okokobioko, things are about to happen. Things are about to get really interesting. Yay! So let me see if I can read this page. I think it's on page 30. That's what it is. Let me see. Is this up to page 30? Yeah. Okay. I think there are more pages. More pages. Let me see. More pages is 9. Let me see how many pages. I'm looking through the document, oh, my people. Mona, bear with me. I want to read the part where they talk about the deposition. That deposition is going to be very interesting to lay one's hands on. Honestly, I'm not going to. It's very important for us to have that deposition. I hope that somebody can. Um, okay, let's see. Yeah. Okay, for all the reasons here, CSU has not established good cause for the court to require applicants to proceed with a deposition by written questions. In the court's view, an oral deposition is the most effective method to obtain information from a deponent under the circumstances of this case. Therefore, the court overrules CSU's objections and orders that the Rule 30b-6 deposition proceed on the narrow topics identified in the revised subpoena within 2 days. So they only have 2 days to get a deposition of respondents' production of documents. As noted above, topic number 5 includes to some extent information that applicant requested in request number 4 of his document subpoena without the attendant burden of time consuming electronic document searches and production. For all the reasons discussed above, Atiku Abubakar's application pursuant to 20 U.S.C. Section 1782 for an order directing discovery from Chicago State University for use in a foreign proceeding is granted. Okay, so they're going to do discovery, they're going to provide documents, right? Respondent CSU shall produce all relevant and non-privileged documents. Non-privileged, that means the ones wey they put for outside and the ones wey they not put for outside. You understand? Mona, let me know if my English is, you people understand the grammar I'm blowing this night. Respondent CSU, let me go back there before we go to the last thing. Respondent CSU shall produce all relevant and highlight the this one right here, non-privileged documents in response to requests for production numbers 1 through 4 as narrowed by the court in applicant subpoena within 2 days of the entry of this memorandum, opinion, and order. The Rule 30b-6 deposition of respondents' corporate designee shall proceed within 2 days of the production of documents. The parties can modify the date set by the court by mutual agreement. Given the tight time frame under which the parties are operating, the deposition can, if necessary, occur on a non-weekday. It is so ordered. Gagang. Hey, Ashere. Oh, it's about to go down. September to remember. Hey, Eunice, welcome. Long time, sis. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you. Thank you very much. You remember now they like us now they enter. Eh? Hey, Omo. This is getting interesting. Eh? What are you talking about? In essence, CSU is seeking a protective order to prevent applicants from taking an oral Rule 30b-6 deposition. Rule 26C provides that protective orders may address matters relating to a deposition and that a court may, for good cause, issue an order to protect a party or person from annoyance, embarrassment, oppression, or undue burden or expense. The party seeking a protective order bears the burden of demonstrating good cause why the order should be entered. Here, CSU has not established good cause for the court to require applicants to proceed with a deposition by written question. Oh, you see, when a system works, the people rejoice. The people rejoice. That was the only part I wanted you people to know, that this Atiku Scott case is going to be the nail in the coffin. Hey! Oh, I'm really like keeping my fingers crossed. Let's move on. Let me let's listen to uh, the news just broke, so there's no video yet and stuff like that. So I'm just playing this video um, because of Agbado's UN thing. So he was talking about illicit financial flows. So let's hear what the Ned had to say. Oh wait, did I share? Yeah, I'm already sharing.
Tinubu will be speaking about illicit financial flows at the UN General Assembly in New York. You can't make this up. Well, he has the experience, so he must have given a lot of insights to the speechwriter. It will be interesting to see what he will say in that address. But it's all part of the whitewashing of his image. It all started before the election when he was saying and bragging that he will win the election, that nothing will prevent him from winning the election. Many people thought that he was the way politicians talk, that he was just campaigning. After all the other candidates, when they were asked, they always expressed their hope that they will win the election. But after the election, people now understood the confidence that Tinubu had going into the election. Now, at the courts, the judges have also validated the fraud that they call election. So this is part of all the whitewashing. And immediately the judgment was delivered, they couldn't help themselves. They started parroting, this one didn't win, this one didn't win. He was trying to deceive Nigerians, he was doing that, he was doing that. It's a pity that Wole Soyinka is part of the whitewashing. He has suddenly gone mute and possibly blind about all that is wrong with Nigeria at the moment. All the challenges Nigeria is currently facing, he has nothing to say about this. He has something to say about who won election or who didn't win. They are rewriting history before our very own eyes. Since the court have helped them to validate the fraud, they are now telling you that nothing was wrong with the election. All of a sudden, the judges are telling Nigerians that what matters in election dispute are political party agent copies, whereas superior copies were submitted in court, copies that were used by INEC to conduct the election. They found reasons to trash all the evidence. They didn't even touch them. All these efforts are to whitewash what is black, to become white in our very own eyes. And for those saying that Peter Obi and Atiku appealing to the Supreme Court is a waste of time, no, it's not a waste of time. Let them validate the fraud. Supreme Court is not just the highest court in Nigeria, they're also a policy court. Whatever they decide on will affect Nigeria's policy on that particular subject going forward. If it is the election, if it relates to the economy, whatever, we'll continue obeying that law as judicial presidents going forward. So let them conduct the final validation. Because if they allow it to die at the appeal court, in future, many people will refer back and say, the Supreme Court never decided on this. Let's try again. So let the Supreme Court join the whitewashing of the image of someone we know his true character. A lot of people are disillusioned. They're asking what will happen after the Supreme Court validates the fraud. What will happen? What will do this? What will do that? Some are even calling for a military coup. Military coup is not an option for Nigeria right now because look at our history. They always do more harm to the polity than even the politicians. We've never had a proper revolution through the military like other countries like Ghana, Burkina Faso, and others. So military is not an option. Besides, they're in bed with the politicians. They won't allow it. A little update about Atiku versus Chicago State University and Tinubu at the district court in Chicago. Today will be the last day for the court to decide on the matter. And if the decision comes out to be positive, Chicago State University will have a few hours to answer the questions that Atiku's counsel is seeking, so that Atiku can include it before filing the appeal at the Supreme Court, because the deadline will be tomorrow midnight. This will be very important for Atiku, so that no one will tell him you didn't front load the evidence before filing the appeal and all the procedural errors they can cite to trash the matter. Not that they are hoping that anything can come out of it from the Supreme Court, but let it be on record that all this information were put before the court in Nigeria and the judiciary failed Nigerians. That's the most important thing. And even if Atiku ends up not front-loading the evidence before the Supreme Court, after receiving that information from Chicago State University, if he eventually receives them, he can go on and call an international press conference and announce to the world what he received from Chicago State University. So we will all bear the shame as Nigerians, whether the Supreme Court or the judiciary wants to do their job or not. All of us will bear the collective shame. Thanks for watching.
So also, Peter Obi has filed his appeal to the Supreme Court. That's also trending. So he's filed it, and I hear it's on 51 grounds. I don't know. I can't find the document I wanted to show you guys, but I couldn't find it. But anyway, the breaking is that he has filed it with the Supreme Court. So even though that one, now they know, now sit down, look, now be monkey business. But kudos to our principal. So he has filed it today, and we await. Okay. So let me move on to, let me share this quick video here. I'm not going to be here for long. I share this video. Let me line it up. Hey.
Professor Wale Soyinka has said Atiku Abubakar and Peter Obi willingly donated victory to President Bola Tinubu at the 2023 presidential election. Soyinka said Atiku and Obi made this happen as they contested the elections separately under the People's Democratic Party and the Labour Party, respectively. The literary icon also dismissed insinuations by supporters of the opposition political parties of the PDP and LP that Tinubu, who contested under the All Progressives Congress, did not win. Soyinka in recent times has been countering the narrative that Tinubu lost the election, a view which has gained traction in the international community. Soyinka insisted that the duo of Atiku and Obi, in actual fact, propelled Tinubu to victory by running separate tickets. Well, we're now being joined by former PDP National Legal Advisor Jacob Mark and former Labour Party Presidential Council spokesperson Kenneth Okonkwo. They will both be speaking on Professor Soyinka's claim that both the PDP and the Labour Party donated to the outcome of the presidential election to Tinubu. Good to have you both on Arise News. Thank you for joining us this afternoon.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
All right, let me start off with you, Barrister Jacob Mark. Your reactions to this statement that Wale Soyinka made, in essence saying that the party split its votes. He also went on to say that politicians should be learning to take responsibility for the consequences of their choices within democratic options. Can I get your reaction to those statements?
Well, first of all, it is important to say that Nigeria, like any other democracy, is guided by the principles of law and what we generally refer to as the rule of law. And the structures set up by law, particularly the courts, have made a pronouncement And the pronouncement is simple, that Tinubu won the election. And if anybody wishes to challenge that, the route of challenge is still the same court. And therefore, on that premise, there is no doubt that Wole Soyinka, the professor, is right in proclaiming that Tinubu won the election, because the courts have said so. INEC said so. And if anybody wishes to dispute that, like I said, the only way available, the only route available for disputing that is the court. And the statement by the professor is backed by facts, is backed by law. And I cannot be found as a lawyer saying that the statement is incorrect. There is no doubt the statement is correct, at least during the pendency and subsistence of this judgment by the Prudential Election Tribunal. There is no doubt. For now, Tinubu is the elected president of Nigeria.
Now, Mr. Kenneth Okonkwo, another person aligning with Wole Soyinka's position is Reno Omokri. He says Peter Obi was just a pawn in the hands of the APC. He says, and I quote, both the man who convinced him to leave the PDP and much of the money he got as donation came to him from the APC. What are your thoughts on this two gentlemen's position?
Well, you have to spare me their thoughts so that I will be privileged to say my own thinking. The fact is very clear. As I talk to you today, INEC has not provided polling unit by polling unit results in very clear terms as demanded by law to convince Nigerian people on who won the election. That is what the law demands from INEC. And I'm talking about section 62, subsection 2 and 3 of the Electoral Act. Whether it is a pre-election or post-election issue, the law says INEC should update, compile election results on polling unit by polling unit basis throughout Nigeria. And whoever wishes to receive a copy of it should be given one. As I talk to you today, INEC has not done it. What are they hiding? And some people are out there being mouthpiece to a failed organization that could not even live up to the dictates of the law. They just brought up figures and announced to the whole world, shamefully, after months of such declaration, 18,088 uploaded results are still blurred, blank, and nothing given by INEC. There is no court judgment that can overrule that, because we were given such things from the INEC IREF portal. So what we are saying is not about who won or lost. We are saying that election should be free, fair, and credible. Credible means believable. Justice should not only be done, it should be seen as done. Please, if you have seen the results, polling unit by polling unit, either based on original unmutilated from EC8A or electronically stored and uploaded results of INEC, polling unit by polling unit, in 176,000 units, polling units in Nigeria, please show me. And I will be willing to toe your line. You can't come to bamboozle Nigerians. A man who failed election in his own state, failed election in the FCT, couldn't get 25%, failed election in the national chairman state, failed election in his DG campaign state, all those states that are visible, unmanipulable. He failed. And then you're coming to tell me to believe that he won. On what grounds? There is an organization that the Constitution mandated to undertake, organize elections, and the law compelled them to update these results and show the world. They failed. Until today, even after the election, they failed. So whoever is telling you that anybody won that election is a conjecture. And this is no matter what the court says. Because statutory laws in our hierarchy of laws in Nigeria is superior to decided cases. And time has come when we should be holding the judiciary accountable to statutory laws. They do not have the right to make laws. The only right they have is to interpret it. I have given you a section of the law that compelled INEC, even at the risk of sending them to jail. And I'm telling you today, they have not given us the results. If you have seen the results, let me know. And as long as those results are hidden in shadows, not in substance, whatever is the result, whatever is the declaration by the court, you cannot convince anybody anywhere in the world, because it is not the judiciary that puts people in power in a democracy. It is the people. The people have voted. Show them the results of their vote so that they will, with certainty, tell you, yes, we believe.
Well,
For now, I don't believe.
I think it's intentional that they made this very brief. Like they didn't want.
I still
They
can't
didn't want
believe
this
that
man
just
to talk again. They just kept it very brief because they know that Kenneth Okonkwo comes with hammer. Anytime he's coming, it be like say they hold hammer for hand. The man they come, he go use hammer to break every lie apart. So they can't handle it. So they go quick wrap up the interview, make it dey go. I sure say Baba Blue go dey now. Wetin una think? That man go down dey, he go down dey use restroom now many times. So as in Okokobioko, it's about to go down. Hey, LP has just filed their appeal on 51 grounds at the Supreme Court, citing dissatisfaction with the appeal court ruling. Man, look and see whether I go fit in. Satisfaction. Take notice that the appellants, being dissatisfied with the decision in petition, blah blah blah, Peter Obi and I believe Peter Obi, Labour Party versus INEC and others, right? Contained in so and so number of the judgment of the Court of Appeal sitting as the Presidential Election Petition Court, holding at Abuja under Samani, Ada, Misitura, whatever her name is, and the others, delivered on the 6th day of September, and more particularly stated in paragraph 2 of this notice of appeal, do hereby to the Supreme Court on the grounds set forth in paragraph 3, and we, at the hearing of the appeal, seek the relief sought in paragraph 4. Let me see if I can pull, if I see a full documents. All right, there you go. Let me get it. I want to see the ground. Maybe I go we just briefly look the grounds for here. Okay, grounds for appeal. Ground 1, error in law. The learned justices of the court below erred in law and thereby reached a wrong conclusion when they found and held as follows. It is instructive that in paragraph 3, let me pull this up here so I can read it for you. Hey, Awa, welcome, oh, welcome. Good to see you. Good to see you. How you doing? So let me. I want to pull it up so when I'm reading it, so you guys can see. That's what I'm looking for. Bear with me, oh. I won't pull up the document so that we go read them as we dey. Where is this? Where is it? Where is it? Otherwise, I'll just read it straight up. Um, okay, there we go. Bingo. Got it. Alright. So let me share this document here. All right, so here's the document. Okay, ground one, error in law. Okay, the learned justices of the courts below erred in law and thereby reached a wrong conclusion when they found and held as follows. It is instructive that in paragraph 32321 of their submission in opposition to the first respondent's objection, the petitioners appear to have conceded that in the averments of the petition, they have not specified the particular polling units where the alleged irregularities and malpractices occurred or specified the figures of the votes or scores which they alleged have been suppressed, deflated, and inflated. Rather, they stated that the details of the polling units are contained in the spreadsheets and forensic analysis reports which they have incorporated and made part of their pleadings by reference. The petitioners further argued that since the respondents have failed to apply for further particulars under paragraph 17(1) and 2 of the first schedule to the Electoral Act 2022, they are deemed to have understood those averments. However, by paragraph 15 of the first schedule to the Electoral Act 2022, when the petitioner claims that he had the highest number of valid votes cast at the election, the party defending the election or return at the election shall set out clearly in his reply particulars of the votes, if any, which he objects to and the reasons for his objection against such votes, showing how he intends to prove at the hearing that the petitioner is not entitled to succeed. This provision presupposes that the petitioner has a first duty to state clearly in his petition the particulars of such votes in respect of which he claims to have scored the highest number of valid votes and thus entitled to be returned as winner. Okay, we go long. Make we just go through the second ground. The court erred in law and thereby reached a wrong conclusion when, after placing reliance on the provisions of paragraphs 41D and 2, 17(1) and 2, and 54 of the first schedule or schedule to the Electoral Act 2022, Order 13, Rule 4 of the Federal High Court Civil Procedure Rules 2019, and some decisions of the Supreme Court, and thereafter striking out paragraphs 9. Wow. They struck out paragraph 9, 60, 60, 61, 66, 67 through 78, 83, and 99. Hi, God. Of the appellant's petition, they held that the authorities of Abubakar versus Yaradua 2008 and Ombugadu versus Sule 1795, which the court below held had decided the same ratio as the authorities relied upon by the respondents did not apply to save the alleged vague and imprecise paragraphs of the appellant's petition, notwithstanding also that the appellants, in conformity with settled case law by the Supreme Court, pleaded details or documents by incorporation or reference. I wish, when they state this, I don't know, Nigeria, ground 2, error in law, I would have assumed that the ground 1 will be a summary of what they want to talk about. Ground 2 will be a summary of, instead of just putting error. Anyway, what do I know? Nigeria, the thing go long. I think say they go list them like one after the other so that we go know the errors. Who's gonna be? I don't feel read all these things. So now I want make I read them here. I beg go. It's long. I thought they would just do snippets of it, like ground 2. Okay. Paragraphs of the petition struck out are not vague, imprecise, nebulous, and bereft of. Okay, well, so anyway, they have 51 grounds. That's it. That's all I'm going to say. The learned justice, this is ground 3 of the court below, erred in law when they held that where the dispute involves the election in as many as 895 polling units, the pleadings in this petition, which alleged electoral malpractices, non-compliance, and or offences in some polling units, many polling units or several polling units cannot be said to have met the requirements of the pleadings as stipulated in paragraph 41D of first schedule to the Electoral Act and or Order 13 Rules 415 and 61 of the Federal High Court Civil Procedure. Okay. Let me see. Ground 4. The court below erred when it held that it is a misconceived argument to state that the decision of the apex court, which relates to further particulars under paragraph 17(1) of the first schedule, has departed the specific decisions of the apex court in Belgore versus Ahmed on the mandatory requirements for stating material facts as provided in paragraph 41 of the same first schedule to the Electoral Act. A look at the averment in the petitioner's petition shows that the petitioners have only alleged various irregularities and malpractices but failed to specify the particular polling unit or specific places where the alleged irregularities and malpractices have occurred. Wow. 5. The learned justices of the court erred in law when they held as follows. The petitioners have also tried to argue that the respondents having joined issues on the general allegations contained in the petition, they were deemed to have understood same. With respect, this is also not a tenable argument in view of the grossly generic allegations made in the petition. Faced with a similar scenario, this court, per Ogunmiju, I guess, as he then was, now JSC, Justice of the Supreme Court, held in Udiaga versus and another versus Omegara and others as follows. Indeed, in a presidential election like the one being challenged in this petition, which was held in 176,846 polling units, 8,809 wards, 774 local government areas, 36 states, and the federal capital, it is unimaginable that averments in a petition which merely allege irregularities and or malpractices without specifying the particular polling units or particular collation centers where the irregularities or malpractices have allegedly taken place will be regarded as proper merely because the respondent has not requested for further particulars. Belgore versus Ahmed and PDP versus INEC. More so, when an election petition is by nature a declaratory action in which the petitioner succeeds only on the strength of his own case and not on the weakness of that of the respondent, see Busari versus Adepoju. It is in this respect that a petitioner has an obligation to set up a clear, unambiguous, precise, and positive case in this pleading, since pleadings is the foundation of a party's case, and it is to the pleadings and, that the parties to litigation as well as the court are all bound. Now, wow. After saying that, they will now say particulars of error, and then ground 6. Okay, well, let me see what this particular of error is really quickly. The appellant pleadings were precise, clear, unambiguous, complied with the Electoral Act. The respondent understood the petition and replied to the same without any request for further particulars. The parties in this case respectively joined issues at the close of pleadings. The respondents having joined issues with the appellant were or presumed to have understood the case. The court below overlooked the established principle that the contents of the pleading should be read as a whole and not in isolation. Hey! Genge! Yes, so how I long. I was trying to weave through and just bring out the name, but almost. Welcome, give us our mandates. Give us our mandate. Can you hear me? I feel like say you dey mute, oh. You are on mute. Okay. Round 6. Error in law. The court below erred when it held that the paragraphs of the appellants, hey, now wow, ground 6, ground 7, ground, hey, the thing reach 51, no, true. Yeah, una go take una time go read am o, make una go download am. It's on Twitter, and this is a certified true copy that they stamped and shared, so it's all listed. Let me see, 23, 24. 34. Man, I respect to Peter Obi, abeg, and the lawyers, respect to them, man. Hey, precision na be this, like consistency, back, like they're just doing it. It doesn't matter what's stacked against them. Ah no, respect though. Oh, now the people when they serve with this, make I go back. Round 51. The judgment of the court below is against the weight of the evidence. Relief sought from the Supreme Court. The appellants respectfully pray the Supreme Court to allow this appeal to set aside the perverse judgment of the court below and grant the relief sought in the petition either in the main or in the alternative. Yeah. Oh my God. Give us our mandate. We can't hear you. Oh. Are you on mute? You're on mute, oh. We can't hear you.
Oh, good evening. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now. Welcome, my
good evening
brother.
to you.
Greetings. So,
Greetings to you. Hopefully, you had a wonderful day.
I did my best. So I did. I had a great day. Can't complain. I'm grateful.
Well, thank God.
Yes.
Well,
You don't hear the breaking news.
I think Peter Obi and Atiku already filed their petition, right?
Yeah, but Chicago State University, you never hear that one. Chicago State don't rule in favor of Atiku. They are going to depose the CSU staff. They're going to invite them for deposition.
It's a good one. The only thing is, even though as good as all of those news may be, honestly, I just sent you something on the private
Yeah,
chat
I
of
just
one of.
opened it up. The Dangote refinery, right?
Mhm.
Let me pull it up here.
Now they are swiping crude oil for loan,
Can you imagine?
and
See,
one thing is this generation that we are in is actually very vibrant, very intellectual, very diligent. Just this evening, Mayego was talking about this on his space.
right.
Listening to Mayego this evening, just he actually got me enraged, honestly. And I'll put something in the private chat for you to just see.
Mayego is firebrand, so I'm not surprised. The man comes with fire. Dangote refinery imports crude oil as NNPC
I just
swaps
put
oil.
something in
My
in the
God,
private chat.
these people.
Honestly, that was how I felt
Yeah,
when I listened to Mayego.
yeah,
The likes of Bajabia Mole, the likes of
yeah.
Tifengo, Akpabio,
Mm-hmm.
the likes of I didn't even know that Dapo also had a monk shot in the US in Miami.
All of them are criminals.
I
All these
didn't
people
know.
have practiced criminality outside. When they come
It
to
was
Nigeria, guess what? They give them positions. They are all
it
in a
was
group. They are all in a this Naira
it
Marley
was
guy.
this evening.
The terrible things he's done in London. Over 125 of it. They know that one. They make the guy rep for NDLA. Make it make sense.
So
Go
I mean
ahead. I hear
we heard
you.
about
But I feel the
Bajabia
same way.
we heard about Bajabia Mole. But I didn't know that Akpo also had a mugshot in the United States. So once I listened to Maigo and I mean, also seeing was going on Nigeria Watch, listening to them about mobile and all of those things. Honestly, what I put in the comment section was how I felt, honestly.
Yeah.
And I don't know if we're allowed to mention the name of these political wicked guys over here too, like the um, Sleepy Joe and all of them,
So
because you won't. I mean,
I want West.
then what is the importance of saying that the left is fighting for the good of the people?
They are not. They've never been. They never ever have. They are just. Let
Because
me tell you, they are all this. Let me tell you, the left and the right, they are the same. Oh. They are in the same cult. They too, they have their own cult. So the left, their own is to cause confusion, give you illusion that they are doing something. The right own is in your face. But na the same thing, dem dey do meeting behind, dem dey decide how dem wan take push their agenda. These people na im make me talk say you see this one wey the election wey dey come up so, na either I sit down or all of us go dey cry, I go just vote for the worst of them, make all of us dey cry together. Because you no fit go scatter my house expect say you go dey rest for your own house, kojo, let's all be crying.
no,
Either I sit down for my house jejeje, because these people no mean us well. These people, their in ten tion na dem make you and I no dey house right now. Because if to say our country good, wetin we dey do for here? Wetin we go dey do for here? Back when people dey come from our side come dey go school for west, dem no dey gree stay. Once dem finish their education, dem dey go back. I remember that debate of that secondary school debate of that boy when dey challenge that South African girl, right? They challenge the South African girl, they challenge her, right? The man put the girl in her place. Because say make e come, because wetin e wan come visit for? When e get im own house, e get big land, big house, big place to go, e say e no go fit go do become slave for another person country. Nigerian man, I look all those videos now, I come dey play back, I say all these people dey just use am collect information from our forefathers dem, when dem go take deal with us. Dem for their mind dem dey say dis people get sense oo, no we fast we go take collect wetin dem get from their hand. I'm telling you, nobody dey gree stay. You know how many people from Nigeria come school for America that time? I had an uncle who study too, come here, he go school finish, he go back. He was an MD of a bank before he passed in Nigeria. A lot of them that went to school, they no stay, they go back home after their education. They went back home. These people do am because it's part of the slave chattel. Send your people make dem come work free slave for us, come help us build our economy. Are we not? You don't know what we are doing? Are you not working? Don't you have a job right now? Are you not paying taxes? Na part of the thing na, they need people to work and they know say we sabi work. If to say that country na country wey get sense, wetin me and you go dey do for here? You go dey your Ibadan dey do wetin you dey do, me go dey wherever I dey, maybe na Ibadan I for dey, whether na Edo state I for dey, I no know, but we sha for dey ground dey fix our country. We for no dey here. And then you come reach here, we come imbibe the culture, we come dey do, people come see people dey do rubbish and nonsense, wetin we no suppose to do. As people wey know where we dey come from, everybody, people don put hand for things wey dem no suppose to do. And on top of that one, dem wan introduce the one wey we no know, we no dey talk about, we no concern us. Dem wan impose am on us. You no impose am, dem go sanction you. No be make dem sanction Uganda right now. The man say he no care, he dey like make dem sanction am, but dem no even go allow this kind of activity for im state. I'm telling you, omo, e don tey when I feel like that oo. That one you type for private chat, my brother, no be today, e don tey when I feel like that. Sometimes I will sit down now, my prayer, the prayer wey dem dey pray, I no dey pray any prayer for them. The only prayer wey dem dey pray for Nigeria, let the spirit of Sri Lanka, the spirit of Jerry Rawlings, the spirit of my brothers and sisters in the Middle East to fall on Nigerians. That's my prayer, because that's what is needed. Because these people, there is no saving for them. They are beyond saving. All the criminal, wetin dem do for Haiti, na dem wan do for Nigeria. People, Nigerians dey sleep. I'm telling you, that's what they are planning. They don wreck that country. Haiti still dey pay because they push back on France. They push back, they win them for battle, get their sovereignty. They still dey pay dem till today. They go, you know who they send the worst criminals from here. They go send dem go dump dem for Haiti. All the missionary work wey dem dey say dem dey go do for there, shame. Na small small children dem dey take am go dey do things to. Many many things. That's exactly wetin dem dey try to do for our beloved country. People dey sleep. Meanwhile, Brigade BG, make I call am BG, e dey there behind the scene. E dey do wetin e dey do. Nobody put eye for that one o. Right now as we speak, we no know where e dey now for Nigeria, but he's there. He's moving around. He's looking for choice place to go and infiltrate and do his freaking GMO things and all the nonsense things wey dem dey do. I'm telling you, omo, Jerry Rawlings, the spirit of Jerry Rawlings and Sri Lanka, e need to occur. Otherwise, there is no saving. As in, no matter the English wey you blow, these people, their soul is hardened. Die there, na im dem dey. And everybody need to be ready to die. Since make everybody just kukuma. Me, I wish say person go just dey now, go just get that spirit of our Middle Eastern brothers, wey you go just wear better clothes, package itself, just enter where they say they do their this thing, make things just occur. I wish. My brother, you don't tell me that one don dey do me o. I no go lie. Sometimes I'll sit down and say, I wish say God would just make me superwoman. Or wetin be that Avengers movie? That man when he come get shiny bottles for him hands, when he come dey press them. I wish say na that kind power I get right now. I go just go Nigeria. Go all those people one time. Those people not deserve to be on this space, in this space with us. I kid you not. They be animals. Oh, my brother, talk, Jare. The thing dey pepper me. You just remind me again. The thing it just take me go zone.
Honestly, these guys are just, I don't know. So the death of Mubad now, people are protesting and all that. But with all due respect, I'm not saying people should not protest, but if we have a good government, this should not be happening. That guy wouldn't have even been fined in the first instance. But all of these things are just the symptoms of bad governance and a decayed society.
Of course.
Because from what we're hearing now, even the deaths of this young boy can be linked to the drug baron in power. And that's why the likes of Naira Marley or whatever he calls himself and the Sam Larry, they ran out of the country because the police cannot tell us that they don't know, they don't have anything, or they cannot trace that this guy's death came from these people.
They know everything. They don't even, everything is online. It's all obvious. When they know, now they go kick those people off to leave the country. The same people, when you say me they go investigate, they set up panel. Now them. Now they still go meet those people, say, oh yeah, I'm on a japa, oh, these people are coming for you, not be Nigeria. I say, see, forget. From military to all the forces wey dey for Nigeria, we not forget. Now all of them, they don't make their cult. All of them are in a cult. All, not one exception. All of them are in a cult, including the entertainers. Your top favorite entertainers, they are all in cult. They are all in cahoots. When people they work together, when devils they work together, they no dey divide o. Na the same narrative. That's exactly what's happening. So they get their member for the lowest level to the highest level. So they don't position them for places where be say nothing. They are always they are always in support of whatever it is they are doing. The only way na make everybody enter street. That's the only way. This Mohbad, to be honest, Mohbad don't pay me. I cry, I weep for that boy. It just be like say that I no feel rest. I was avoiding to talk about Mohbad because I was like, it's not like I was avoiding it, but it just was not. I didn't pay much attention to it. But when I started seeing, I saw a video and then I saw another video and then I read some article. I couldn't even watch a lot of the movies or a lot of the videos and his songs. I couldn't listen to his songs because he was putting everything this guy was going through, he was making it obvious to people. My spirit, I just started crying. I was crying. I'm telling you, I could not rest for 2 days. I couldn't sleep because I was imagining what kind of suffering that boy would have gone through, having hypertension in his 20s. Only God knows what his eyes have seen. On top of it, they successfully pied this boy. I wept in my spirit. After I did my life yesterday, you guys, you won't believe it too. The way I slept, I went to bed early yesterday. I went to bed about maybe 8 or 8:30. Usually I don't go to bed that early. I slept till 8 o'clock this morning. I couldn't sleep for 2 days because of this guy. My own is, if Peter B was in office, you think that this guy's issue would not have happened. It would not have happened. This guy would have been able to run to people and they would have been able to save him. Where he ran to, people that are supposed to save him, they did not. They collected the information, sat on it. Do you know what it means not to have help? You are in trouble. You don't have anybody to. You know how that thing can mess one's mind up. Imagine that young man having to go through that. His effect, his passing, is not like he's very special. He's not a special human being. He's not, right? I mean, he's not. What I mean by he's special, but it's not like other people are not as special as he is, or that he's more important than any other person. No, that's not the case. He's not more important. It's just like he was kind of, I hate to use the word, like it's like what happened to him has brought light to the situation that has been going on the ground. Look at the number of people that have come out, young people that have come out to come and start confessing what their eyes saw, how they forced them to start selling drugs, the ones they say you should go, the ones that they are forcing to join cults. Tell me, some policeman came out and was saying that it is very difficult to find somebody from Shagamu that is not in the cult. Can you imagine that?
Mm.
What is the cause of that, if not this grandfather of all criminals that are sitting there? The only way out, you see that whole thing that they're doing for mobile, if they can just transform it into another momentous that does not end, I tell you, things go change. Things go change. I'm not saying they shouldn't, they should please protest, please. If you're in Nigeria, please protest for Mohbad, because I honestly feel my heart broke for that young man. I don't know him, I've never heard his music in my life. It was this incident that made me know him. In fact, one of his songs that I didn't even know he was the one that sang it long time ago. Ta ló sọ pé kò pọ̀ kẹ́? I no know say na him sing am. Me no know, I just dey know say na him sing am. I no know.
Well, I mean, I don't listen to those to them. I mean, this is the first time I've even knowing who the boy is and all that. I never knew him before, and neither listened to his song. But all of these are just the effect of bad governance and people just sitting in power doing everything. Because if and the sad thing is just the fact that this country called America, now this guy was a drug dealer in this country, forfeited $460,000, now ran back to Nigeria. Now, if FBI is saying they want to start releasing his record, releasing document about him in October, that means you guys even have a record about him, you guys know about him. And you go to a place like Iran to go fight terrorists. What more danger? That means these people they are just not the right set of human beings that you think they have. It's just sad because the likes of Tinubu cannot be president in America. The likes of Bajabi Amela can never be lawyers again in America. If he was in America, Bajabi Amela would have gotten his mugshot and then go to jail. Well, the American leaders know all of this, more so the likes of Joe Biden. and you still copes with this kind of evil men, that means you guys also are not far-fetched from being evil. Because
Are you just finding that out? I'm surprised that you are feeling this way. I mean, this is something that we've
these
all
guys
known
are
for a long
just,
time. We've called
these
them
guys
out on occasions. So I
these
don't
guys
know.
are just, for me, just because if
This
a man
country is the
can,
reason why we are
yeah,
where we are. It has always been the West, including this country, including the entire West, including this one. This one na their baba now. Na dem be the reason why we dey suffer. Na dem be the reason why we have that kind of man. Imagine you have that kind of man in your that kind thing happen, you no hold am, lock am up, throway key. You release am, use am because e go be effective puppet for you. Give am money, load am with money, load am with money, so that you kind of monitored how e go take move along the line, move along the process, so that e go reach that apex level. There's no way they, when they knew, because they go dey monitor am. Well, my brother, we know all these things. So I'm telling you, we know say their hand dey, no be today. We know, we don tell when we know everything wey dem give us na fake. From the religion na fake, everything fake. Na to take everything wey we get, all the good things wey we get, dey collect everything, dey collect, dey siphon, carry concrete. We abandon garden of Eden come enter concrete. Before you do anything, na e remain small make dem say make you pay for the money wey you, make you pay for the breast wey you dey take. Everything capitalism, dem want to charge you, bill you for everything. Meanwhile for Nigeria, you get house on your own, you get backyard, you plant your thing, you dey grow, nobody go come disturb you. So my brother, no be today we know that one, e don tey. We don have friends. Africa has never had any friends, within and without. And the worst part of it is that our people na dem dey use to deal with us. Our people, when they're greedy, dem dey look for the ones when dem dey greedy, when dem greedy to use. I'm telling you, Ibori no be London, e wrong o. Why dem no hold am for there? Desiani, why Desiani dey waka free for London with all the money wey e embezzle? Why nobody dey ask that question? Why? E commit crime go another country, that country house am. Dem no ask am say no, you cannot be here, go back to your, go and serve your punishment. Dey help am, dey assist am. You no see Desiani, you no see picture as e dey shine? The woman don even fine put sef. Abeg you, all the criminals, the war criminals, Ibori no go long, why dem no hold am? Shebi dem say e do money laundry, why dem no hold am? Dem release am. Why? Because dem dey spend the money to dey buy choice property, and dem dey keep the economy going. Dem go look for the worst of us to use. That's what they do. That is what they do. They go look for the worst, they go come help you, they go pump money for you, they go come tell you, put you in line, they go dey tell you the steps to take, they go dey give you idea. No be this Lebanese man wey dem talk say wetin dey call am, Lagos state and all of, when e go for Lagos, abi who e be, when the hands when this man dey go meet, all these people, they all part of it. They are all part of it. So if the people for Nigeria no ready, if the people need to really, like, everywhere need to shut down. This Mohbad thing, me surprise say Nigerians fit just come out like that, no pressure, nothing. It was organic. Nobody, na only Lagos dey say make dem no take protest, dem change their mouth last minute. Wetin dey do Lagos? Dem dey fear make dem no go spoil things. You no see am? So tey Lagos don become out of the blue, you are gagging the people from protesting in Lagos. Make e make sense. Nigerians never ready. When the thing hit home, na small thing go start am o. This Mohbad case, let me tell you, e won't be the last. Guess what? The guy no go get justice. I'm telling you, babe, he's
uh,
not going to get justice.
Bolagi did not get justice now.
Hmm.
So I mean, I don't know what to say about this, about that country anymore. I don't know.
There's nothing to say. Na just to continue to dey put your voice in the, because we can't keep quiet. There's nothing to say, but at the same time, we cannot keep. For me, I felt like that too. Like there's nothing left to say. I hands up. But if I don't talk, who, those people that are suffering, who go talk for them? The ones wey dem no know, there's so many naive people in Nigeria, they no know wetin dey happen. Who go talk for them? If we keep quiet, who go talk? See Mohbad case. If to say people not talk, if you say they for do anything. That's why the guy for just enter voicemail. You don't know. We have to
Yeah,
keep
but
talking.
even with the talk, you feel they with the talk and everything, they're just constituting a panel. Are you sure? Yeah,
The
Nigeria is
panel
a
not
crime.
go. We not say the panel not get where they go.
Nigeria is
But
a
the
crime
fact say
scene.
don't shine light so that people go they pay attention to those upcoming artists when they don't suppress. Now those kind thing now it go hard before it happen again. And another thing wey don shine torchlight on is that also some of this music wey dem dey play, some of the lyrics are terrible. I said it some time back, like this artists, they need to be careful what they copy. You are saying kpai your people, kpai your people, kpai your women, kpai your the same thing wey dem wan do, wey dem do for here among the people, do people wey dem dey here, wey dem take dey, wey dem turn their music industry into another thing, wey dem ensure say the conscious type of music no dey play again, because they used to have conscious awareness type of music. They make sure say they turn am to, if you fit curse your people pass, if you fit demoralize your women, you know, make them less than your business, your music go sell. On top of that one, they go come say make you come put hand for something, you come join their akaba, you come sign contract, you no know wetin you don sign, before you know wetin dey happen, things go dey happen for the person life. I talk am, I say Nigerians need to be careful, stick to our traditional music, play sensible parable music, play something wey go elevate your people, no be the one you come go copy. You carry this thing, you say na ice you put for neck, ice wey be say dem go take from other African country, wey dem take kpai people to collect the thing to make the ice wey you dey wear. How you expect say your person life go normal when you dey wear that kind thing? Na blood na you carry wear so na, because na small small children blood na dem dey go wetin dem dey call am, mining, go dey mine for those things. Some of them dey kpai in the process. Na you carry put for neck, dem dey use dem, dem no dey pay dem anything. I talk am. So e don shine light for that one. As per justice, you see where we are, it's not gonna happen. Those people wey dem don run from Nigeria, dem don run, dem go wait, dem say make dem wait first. When maybe a couple of, somebody said, I think it was Violent Space, N6 said, one of the speakers said, give it 3 months. This Naira Marley go come back, e go do giveaway. Shebi everybody don unfollow am. At least Nigerians have learned what it means to unfollow people. When you see that an artist is not supporting your people are suffering and they are not helping you, unfollow them. You people rush after these celebrities and all, they don't do anything for you. They don't. They are not, when you are suffering, they don't cry with you, nothing. All they do is collect, and you go and buy their movies, you go and be watching them. What are you watching them for? You are following them, they are having millions of followers. On top of what? Unfollow all of them. What happened? They unfollowed the Naira Marley guy from 7.5, I think it dropped to 1.6 or something like that. I don't know whether it's even gone lower than that by now. At least something came out of that, even though not be the justice, because I guarantee you, no, just forget, the police ain't gonna do jack. They are all members of the same cult. Not be that they take picture with Fashola. I beg you. That all that panel na just to waste time. By now me think say they will don put this thing, they don put candle for that, for those people houses first of all, make the thing first reach ground first. No.
Oh my God. So the court now, did they grant? So what did they say about Atiku? Is it that he got victory there or how?
No, the CSU court, let me see, let me go back here and read it for you. So
Supreme,
um
Supreme Court in Nigeria had,
so
well,
the judge Jeffrey T. Gilbert, sitting at
yeah.
the United States District Court of Northern Illinois, has ruled on the civil case filed by Atiku Abubakar, granting his request to the court and ordered the Chicago State University to release all documents pertaining to Bola Ahmed Tinubu's purported admission and time at CSU,
Okay,
and
okay.
also for them to do a deposition of some of the CSU staff. They need to take their depositions.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, let's see how it ends.
Huh?
It could have been better if they decided on that case before the guy filed his petition to Supreme Court.
I think Atiku has already filed his petition to the Supreme Court.
Yeah, he already filed. I'm saying it could have been better if this case in Chicago was decided upon before he filed his final stuff at Supreme Court.
Oh, I see what you mean. It's so, I
Because
mean,
now
it's
that
so,
was
let me tell you, the truth is they don't need that if they want to do the right thing. My brother, do you think that the Nigerian justices really think about it? You think even if America release, they will do anything? These people will they will. Time will tell, my brother. See, all this one that they are coming out. The reason why me I'm happy is that it will give us enough information, enough to pass around to the people to sensitize and conscientize, if there's any word like that, the people. Because once the people, it hits them inside that look, this is what we're going through. What's the point? If we're done, it just takes that one small thing to trigger all of this. That's the only part me I'm looking at too. If you I'm not looking at, oh yes, the court is going to do this. If the court does the needful, that's what it's supposed to do in the first place. That is what the court is supposed to do. Correct the error of a lower court. That is what they're supposed to do. So I am not going to praise them for doing what they're supposed to do. Because let me tell you, it's like they are double edge. Nine this our side where we dey stay, nine dem dey play. On the one's hand, okay, dem dey make am, all this one na just for optics, make am look like say dem dey on the side of the people. So dem go don say release am, tell dem make dem release am. For back, dem dey follow the guy dey talk another thing. Remember, Niger still dey there o. Even though now dem don reach, dem claim say dem don reach agreement with Niger say, okay, we agree, we go dey work with una now, we don accept say okay, una don win us. All those ones na trick. You sleep with one eye open with these people. Dem know wetin dem dey do. Dem go talk for front, for back na another thing dem dey do. Dem hold agbado for im blockers. Dem dey tell you one thing for your face so that you think say yeah, dey really dey do something. For back na another thing dem dey do. No trust nobody. Africa has no friends, Nigeria especially. We have enemies within and without.
Nigeria.
Enemies within and without. So we as a people, we have to continue to conscientize the people, we can't stop. It's the talking that has even helped us this far. You don't know. It is the talking that has made obedience now the most. Now we can be the real opposition. Do you know that? Now we be the real opposition for Nigeria now. Nobody else. Who want talk? See, wetin you call am, that guy wey dey follow PDP, that lawyer Bwala. No be Bwala put out thing the other day, dey talk say dem dey threa ten am, tell am say dem wan come, dem go do something to am, dem dey threa ten am say if anything happen to am, e come dey tag everybody, even tag Peter Obi join. Everybody ask am say why you dey tag Peter Obi? Why you dey tag am? E tag DSS, tag police, tag oh my God. Now we, obedience be the real opposition now. We can't be quiet. You can take a break if it becomes overwhelming, because I sure do. But you can't stop talking. Think about the poor people, the people that are vulnerable, people when they not fit talk when they're in Nigeria right now. Think about them. The ones that they kpai every day, as we speak today, they kpai people. They kpai one man for church, and they take kpai them. They kpai the pastor, kpai the followers every freaking day. There's a video circulating where army officer they call a fellow colleague for road say bandits they come, oh, they'll come pass your side. Abeg make room for them to pass. There's a video circulating on Twitter. That's how far gone. Now that kind of army, now you want me to take over Nigeria, Kole Sheshe, now Boko Haram will take over. It's not possible. They've eroded everything. The military has become corrupt. Every system is corrupt. There's nowhere that is not tainted. Even the common man is corrupt. Let's even talk about that. Ordinary neighbor to neighbor is corrupt. Now you want to take from a neighbor, now you think. My brother, we can't stop talking, but we can take breaks when it becomes overwhelming. But this fight is a long fight. Peter Obi talk am before. He say it will be a long one. Not be with a see so.
Mhm.
Did you know how fantastically corrupt Nigeria was until now? I certainly did not know that. I was clueless. Did you know? I did not know how corrupt the system is. Did you ever think that you will get to a point where you will look and see, hey, things will be happening and you are like, what? That's what we're doing. Welcome, CKP. Welcome, Desmond. Welcome, greetings. So,
Well, I mean, my Congo bed. We got Nigeria Matai. Only God go help us.
ah, no wahala. You
We'll
don't
just
try.
continue to do what we can do.
As
Thank you
it.
very much, my sister.
Thank you, my brother. I appreciate. Thanks for stopping by. Me sef go dey round am up now. Thank you. Good night. To greet your family. So, my people, that's the latest gist. So let me wrap this up. Thank you so much for joining me on such short notice. And also, let me see how you guys did on the likes. You guys should like now. Mona like, Mona try like. Hey, Mona try like. Oh, abeg. Why una can't just do the like anyhow. Hmm? Mona like. Oh, so guys, we've come to the end of this one. Oh. We will see how things unfold for tomorrow. I know a lot of videos will probably start coming out and stuff. More information, more details will start coming out. So I'm looking forward to that. Desmond says, is Mohbad the George Floyd of Nigeria? I don't know. I don't know. Who am I? I can't impose whether Mohbad is it. I don't know. We'll see. Hey, Guy Walele, welcome. Oh, good evening. I don dey wrap am up. Na that time you dey show. Or maybe you've been listening. George ke abeg, I no be George o. Abeg. Abeg o. Abeg. Eh? Guys, it's been real oh. That's the latest news oh. So we gotta follow that. We have to keep our fingers crossed for tomorrow. Because I know a lot more information is gonna come through. Eh? Mr. One Love, long time, welcome oh. Greetings.
Greetings to you, Omoye. It's been a
How's
while.
everything? How are you doing?
Yeah, we are fine.
That's good. That's
Besides
good.
hearing bad news every day from Nigeria.
Sorry?
I says, besides the bad news you keep hearing from Nigeria.
I know. Man, we can't stop talking. No, we can't give up. Too many people suffering. Too many
Yeah,
innocent ones. It's not even the ones that know better that are just very stupid. It's the ones that don't have a voice. Those are the ones I worry the most about. Those are the ones that are clueless, don't know what's going on, they just know that things are difficult, but they don't understand it. Those are the ones. Somebody like this Mohbad that just passed. There are so many Mohbads in Nigeria right now that are going through something similar to what this boy is going through. Who can help them? If we don't speak, who's going to help them?
yeah. Unfortunately, that's what's been going on over the years. It just
Yeah.
like you said, there are so many of these guys in Nigeria, they just buy in silence every single year, every day. It happens every day. Even right now, going on in Edo State itself, like, court clashes back and forth, people are buying every day. They don't even report stuff like that.
Nope.
I can guarantee you these whole gang court related killings, I mean, sorry, buying has taken more people's life than COVID-19, because
Yep.
the government don't even talk about it. They don't know,
Because they're a part of it.
you know.
They're
Yeah,
a part of it.
you know. And look at this guy. There's so many of them like that. They will give drugs to go into. Maybe they're trying to run away. Like they just buy them. If this guy was not like an upcoming artist, we probably wouldn't have known anything about it. They would just sweep it under the carpet, just like they do to others. You know. So it's really sad. I think with the whole thing and with just looking at the way everything happened, there are so many people that are involved in this case. Even I'm not surprised if the father is going to be involved too as well, or maybe they try to bribe the father not to do anything. I don't know, but it's difficult for you to actually figure out what happened because the Nigerian police is part of the corrupt organization.
Of course.
You know, that's why for me, it probably might lead to some sort of revolution, but I don't know if we'll be able to get justice for this guy because the people who are going to investigate the issue are the ones that are also doing the same thing. You know. But
Yep.
what
They're
whatever
all.
it is,
Go ahead.
whatever it is that it leads to, I hope it end up being a positive thing. So it can also affect the life of other people and effect change.
That's
But
it.
Nigeria itself is completely
It
gone.
is.
Like nothing
It is.
works there anymore. Nothing works
It's
there.
gone.
They
It's
captured
completely
everything
gone. Hmm.
from the president down to the local government, down to the people working on the street. This this country is under a drug cartel. They completely took over everywhere.
Yep. It's gone. The thing is, it's a big cult with Wale Soyinka is the head of it all. Now he bring the cult come Nigeria. So it has trickled down. Even primary school children now, they add them to cults.
Yeah. It's very surprising because apparently the court organization definitely they will run out of people to recruit. They now have to go to like secondary, primary school, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it's
And
really
this
sad.
cult thing it started a long time ago. It's not today, oh. Not be today all
No,
these things start. Oh.
long time
Slow
ago.
progression to madness. Can be this.
Long time ago.
Slow progression to madness. And when the people decide, look at how many people came out of Mobad from Mobad on they not push them. Look at how they full street. If everybody for every state come out like that, say no to bad government, shut down the whole system. You still say we'll still there where we dey, so we not go there. But we dey look. The very thing wey go push them dey come. We are here now because the suffering is not going abated very anytime soon. It's getting harder and harder. Just over $2,000 is now 2 million. Can you
Yeah,
imagine that?
yeah. $1 now is almost like 1,000 naira.
Yeah. Can you imagine that? Yeah. Oh, very soon. No, they no go tell them. So we await the unfolding of more of the information from the. Since they are going to be deposing people at CSU. We want to see
Mm-hmm.
how the deposition will be.
What's going on with that one? I saw you
So the
posted
one
it.
that what's going on is that the judge has ruled in favor of Atiku that
Oh wow.
CSU, Chicago State University, should release all the records to Atiku.
Oh wow. That is
So
good news.
yeah, they're going to release all the school records, and then on top
Yeah.
of that, they're going to do a deposition of their staff in
Wow.
association with the records.
With the record. Wow.
Yes. So
That's
and
great news.
then
Yeah.
of course, Peter Obi has filed because today I think was the deadline. They filed
Mm-hmm.
their appeal and on 51 grounds. So that also and Atiku too has also filed his appeal. So we'll see how that goes. Maybe when the Chicago court, because that one their ruling no go take time as dem dey rule na so so just in time so that the justices when they wan empanel we go see as dem wan take do the thing now.
No, all this one will not waste time. All this one, they won't be stupid as the ones we
I
have
thought
again.
the guy give dem 2 days to do deposition o.
Yeah.
E dey the document, the whatever, the judgement. E say 2 days na im give dem make dem take do deposition. Anyhow dem wan do am. I say that's where the system works. Nigeria, they don file sha, make we dey wait. So
Okay.
that one is what has,
Now,
go ahead.
you are going to see what is going to happen. If CSU are going to play a game around and tell the court that, oh, we don't have materials, we don't have this, just like INEC did to OB. You just watch and see if that will happen here. It will never happen. But in
Never.
Nigeria, we kept saying, INEC, oh, I assure you, I assure you, I assure you. Come today, come tomorrow, come next tomorrow. At the end of the day, the judges were blaming Obi and Labour Party for not being able to obtain documents from INEC. Imagine that you gave an order from a court and INEC disobeyed the order. You could not do anything. Nigeria, oh God. Well, hopefully, if we cannot get justice over there, I hope we can get justice in Chicago. That's all I'm praying for.
Na im o. So we'll see how everything unfolds. That's it. That's the only thing. We'll see how it all plays out. You know, we'll see how it plays out. I know that everything has an end. There's nothing that has a beginning that does not have an end. That's one thing I know for sure.
Absolutely.
We just don't know how the end is going to come about, right? Because we're the ones presently living through this. But will there be an end? Absolutely. There will be. This will be something in history that people will learn and draw from. It will help us to be more cautious about what we have and put the necessary structures in place to build against this. There'll be a time in which we will remember the children that will be born after will remember this and say, no, it was bad. We cannot go back there. They will not be using it as precedent to lay the right foundation. So we hope for the best. I know that there's nothing that goes on forever. Everything has an expiration date. That one, Walele, you say you see if CSU will provide in full details. We'll see now. We dey here. We'll see what they do with the information, and we'll see how they provide the information. Guys, abeg make una like oh, people are not liking. What's happen? Wetin I do una? I make una vex. Make una not vex o. Abeg make una like. Make una increase the like at least. Make una try. Guy, you don like? You don like the video? One love, did you like?
Oh, I think I did.
Mr.
I did.
Desmond, CKP, una like? Make una like the video. Let's see how the Supreme Court will dance around these two petitions. Final bus stop. Exactly. I'm not, to be honest with you, I could care less about the Supreme Court in Nigeria, to be honest with you, because there is nothing to write home about with Nigerian Supreme Court. I'm not expecting anything. I'm expecting the man to empanel his son and his girlfriends to give the judgment, to give the ruling. That's what I'm expecting. If he does anything different, then okay.
The only thing I'm expecting from the Supreme Court right now is to wait and see how they're going to disgrace themselves again to the whole world to see that we don't have a judiciary anymore.
Yeah, they're
Because
going to disgrace themselves, and then we will now compare. We'll now say, see what Supreme Court in America did. I mean, no Supreme Court. That one was the Court of Illinois is not even a Supreme Court.
yeah, I think we're a magistrate court. So
It's just a magistrate court. We'll see. you know. So we'll get to the end of the scam. I'm happy that Peter Obi is moving forward to the Supreme Court. I'm not going to lie, but my prayer for Nigeria is let the spirit of Sri Lanka, let the spirit of Jerry Rawlings, I let the spirit of our brothers and sisters in the Middle East fall on Nigerians. That's my prayer. No other prayer when I get, because that's the only way. As Mr. Alex would say, we need cleaners. That kind cleaning that we need. So that's it, though. Hmm. Because they use these young people, they just use them to do whatever it is. Meanwhile, the old people, they are living longer. They are using the young people to live long, and the young people don't want to get sense.
That is very true. If you look what is going on in Nigeria now, it's the young people that are dying. The old people are still running around, carrying women up and down, while the young ones are just dying because the old people are
Exactly.
using the young one to steal money and making them fight themselves all over the place.
Yep, that's what they're doing. you know they're using the youth. That's what they use the young ones to carry out their evil activities. They use the young ones to, when they want to do elections, the young ones, they pay some of them and they send them out, pay them 5,000, 30,000, go and buy. Do you understand? That's what they do with the young ones. They've wrecked their lives with drugs, wrecked their lives with very, very wild lifestyles. That's what they've done. Most of the young people in Nigeria, and most of them are they are unemployed. They are unemployed. Can you imagine that? Meanwhile, the old people, and then people will say, respect your elders. I say, which elders do you respect? Is it the likes of Wole Soyinka, the cultist, the originator of cults in Nigeria? Is it that one they want to respect now? Who his white hair has become a curse to himself and his generation? Hmm. God abeg o. And im children dey watch am dey make complete asshole of himself every day. God forbid. They no fit carry am enter inside house, lock am, say no, you can't say anything anymore.
That man just disgrace himself completely.
Everything when he lie to us say e get, e don expose himself completely. Nothing. E don waka naked enter market.
And the thing is,
Abeg you.
if you look at, I don't know how we get to this point. If you look, the last time I went to Nigeria was like 2 years ago. Now I can guarantee you, my sister, and I'm sure by now the whole of Nigeria is finished with drugs. But the street of Lagos, forget it, it's finished. You will see 14 years old, even 16 years old doing drugs.
Yeah.
I was I
Yeah,
was
and
just
then they
I was
turn the women, to sluts. They turn them
I was
to
just
all
waiting.
kinds of things. They don't, the young ones don't have morals anymore because they look up to these people, and these people turn their head, they lie to them. You see them doing surgeries, back surgeries, front surgeries. Some of them are, dying untimely deaths. Some of them are following these people that are leading them blindly. Some of them have been bought over and they tell them come, they will give them all these drugs, they're taking it. Lagos has the highest people on drugs right now. Can you imagine that?
Yeah, that is very true. Very true.
Where are the drugs coming from? Who is selling it? Who is selling it? Do you understand? They are all of them, all they've turned them to cultists. They've turned them to cultists, initiate them by force. If they don't agree to be initiated, they will force them. God forbid. God forbid. All this desperation to get quick rich, to do this quick, it has its consequences. If you haven't arrived somewhere, take your time, you will get there. It's just a matter of time. Do what you can right now. If na akara you fit dey sell the akara, so far money dey enter your hand. People don't want to do stuff like that. Anything wey you see, do for now. Abeg, there's so much work to do for Nigeria, but it's just getting the leadership right first. That's the thing. Edo State gubernatorial is coming up. I was on a space recently, and on this space there was a particular person that was talking about rice man, that people should look at rice man. Shout! I say, who be rice man? Take your, who be that? I say, which rice man? I say, no, we will look for a viable candidate. And some of you made some good point, as in for Edo State, we need to look for someone who's rugged, because that's the state of affairs in Nigeria. And I agree. You have to be rugged. You have to have the money. He said the person has to have resources, because there's a lot of money that goes into it. And then one other thing he said also, because apparently this, whether na Igodaro, that pastor Igodaro, the senior brother, he won't call run as governor of Edo State. Meanwhile, these people, they even they speak Benin adapt. These people are don't they were not they don't come to Edo State, they live in Lagos. So we'll have another governor. That's who, what's his name, Obaseki, is trying to encourage to come and run as governor. Eh? Abeg o, Edo State election, everybody need to shine im eye. All these people, we need to drill them to the ground, because Edo State is in a sinkhole. And bear in mind that Edo people voted and carried Peter Obi's matter on their head. So they will look for ways, they are looking for ways to break the back of Edo people. If una no know, more una know now. Because the fact say Edo vote and carry Peter Obi matter for head like a hot akara, e no sweet dem for belle o. So na how dem wan take break the back of people, na dem dey find. CKP, thank you very much for the super chat. I really appreciate. One thing that will unite Nigerians is faster food. Ise o, CKP, Ise, I can't wait for that. I really want that to happen. I look forward to it happening, to be honest. I look forward to it because it really has to happen. Now, small thing go cause am, and it will be organic. It will not be planned. Nobody will know the source where it came from. It will be organic. The whole country go shut down. That's what I'm looking forward to. The action. That one, Lele says Edo State LP must be a good candidate from the right zone. Well, my brother, at this stage, a good candidate is sufficient. I guess they do zoning, but I think we have to get to a point where we get past all of that. As long as the person is from Edo, is an Edo indigene, and has lived within Edo, he knows the struggles of the people. He knows the corners and the everywhere, the villages, what they need. I don't want anybody that's out of touch, out does not understand the reality on ground, because that's what has been going on. And somebody who is rugged, just as rough, because this election that's coming up is going to be tough. I will not lie to you. People need to be ready. It's not like the local government election that they did, that they come out because they use metal till they threaten people. You too, you need to get your own metal for this one now. Make everybody dey craze together o. That's the only way we can get it. I'm telling you. Look at Abia State now. Enjoyment. Look at what that man is doing. Only that work when that man they do now. People's mental health is reduced in that state just by what he's doing. Well, just by what that man is doing, people are not sick. They receive healing. Miracle healing dey happen for Abia State. We need to get it right in Edo. We no fit play o. Edo State na one election that we must not play with, because these people have vengeance. They are waiting for Edo people. They know say Edo people na who they want dem dey put. They no dey fit impose, so they look for opportunity to break the ban. So we must look for candidates wey match their madness, if not more. Yeah, we need to find a good candidate o, guy. We really do. I don't know, not to if the person is good for me, not fine, but I'm not just gonna choose anyone just because e come from one region. Omo, forget that thing. If you are not good candidate, nothing for you. You must come correct. I don't care which region you come from. If you no come correct, you no know wetin dey happen, may girls go abeg. Exactly, a good role, yeah. Governor on point, and a deputy governor in sync. Yep, exactly. Those are the two. I just hope that the universe provides us a couple too like that. People that have the interest of the people. For Edo, that's my prayers. That's the prayers. That's what I desire. So that the people will breathe. That sinkhole that Edo State has become, it will become land again. The right people will do good by their own people. All this one of you go and be ruling, you are in Lagos every weekend, you are rushing to Lagos, you cannot wait. Meanwhile the roads is in disarray, everything sinkhole everywhere. God forbid, evil people, evil. God o. I don't that trust that fight between Obaseki and Shaibu. I no trust them. Na act dem dey act. Àwọn alele forget. Nigerian politics has taught me something o. I no go lie to you. Na film trick. Was that not how Obaseki and Oshiomhole fought? Was that not how? What makes you think that they did not orchestrate that fight? What makes you think? Have they not made up now? They might have orchestrated it to confuse the people, to make them build their emotions up, to support the person that the people saw as the image put out there is that, oh, look at what Oshimole is doing to Obaseki, so because of that we'll support him. You'll be surprised it was orchestrated. These people forget. I know all those that Shuaibu and Obaseki fight. I no fall for am o. Na lie, na movie, film trick. Abeg, film trick. Na people emotions dem wan gather. Na im dem wan gather. Make dem you want me want make I wan make dem fight, make dem tear each other cloth. Make one person kpai one. I go know say na real fight. Until that, forget. I'm telling you. Fake fight. Na fake fight o. If you are satisfied with that, but me I know say na fake fight, so I'm not falling for it. It's a waste of my time. Exactly. Character, competence and capacity. Yep, that's right o. Exactly. No, you're right. Guy you're right. Tony South, greetings. So sorry I saw you earlier, but your comment moved by fast. I saw you earlier. So my people, let's wrap it up for this evening. That's the latest breaking news for the day. I shall see you guys if there's a video or more stuff come up, and I can come back to later on tomorrow. Otherwise, thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. Thank you for the super chat, CKP. I really appreciate it as well. I appreciate all of you. Have a wonderful night, oh. Mona take am easy. Abeg, Mona not forget to pray for Nigeria in your individual places. Thank you. Good night, Gaiwanlele. Good night, Desmond. Good night, everyone. Thank you all. Thank you to give us our mandate and one love for coming into the panel today. I appreciate it. I'll see you guys on my next one. Bye.